Davido can release shit, but we have streams. That is Davido. Asake have been putting out music, 2 solid albums. There were no controversies around him. This year, he was in a relationship with like 2 or 3 people this year alone. This is father thing, which I'm not saying is his fault.
The tattoos were a thing as well.
Yeah, there's lots of controversy, but the music is still not hitting the mark. Why I love Asake's song, it was literally instrumental. You have to wait till the 52nd minute for you to say a word.
We're not listening to Amati, I don't know.
Yeah, no, man, you may be a success, but you don't have 12, 10 years in the game yet. You need to put your foot down.
Solidify yourself.
And promote your music. Like, there are certain people that are just in their generation, they are blessed. Not like Omale now. He's very Adele-like. You won't see him, you're like, what's happening? When Omale drops tomorrow, you vibe to it.
That's me.
If you are consistent, something will give. Yemi Alade. Every day on X, if somebody said, there's nothing to talk about, let me just drag him. What kind of song is this? She got Grammy nomination, but she don't get it.
She did.
Before we came live, I was on this guy's page, video, Joy is coming. And there were no posts on his page. I'm like, nigga, you don't even have up to 300k followers.
Where are the posts?
Where are the posts?
Guys, the coolest boys in Lagos are back for another episode. Sam Dandy, Jay on Air, and we have our first guest on the show, Larry. And the crowd goes wild. Larry,
fashion boy, superstar, everything entertainment. We told him come to our show. He said, you know what?
Maybe I didn't say how casual it was.
Let's go to Paris Fashion Week.
Wow.
I'm like, what am I supposed to wear?
You are supposed to ask us to send our picture first. My dear, sure that's also
we're collecting the jacket.
I said I'll collect the trouser.
Yes.
They want to make it.
And
they want to make it.
Go like that. But Larry, thank you for coming through on short notice. How have you been? What's happening with you?
I've been taking like a break from creating content. I mean, as content creators, you should know when to fall back and give yourself some like, you know, personal or private time. So I've been doing that.
Yeah. How's it been? Are you enjoying it? Are you missing it?
Of course I miss creating content. If you're used to it, if it's part of you.
I guess Jay's asking because Jay can't take a break, can you?
Who says I can take a break? What do you mean by that?
Jay, oh God, we all know your work ethic.
I can, in fact, I'm taking a break.
Yes! Where are we going?
Exclusive, you heard this here first. But yeah.
Period. I mean, good to have you on the show. So typically, before we start our first segment, we take a shot. But, you know, celebrating everyone fasting, both Muslim and Christian, you know, we're drinking water.
Yes.
It's good for your skin.
Yeah. Makes you go. Do you want me to?
Good.
That's it.
This is something that you see but after you now start Asake and his family. Hey God.
Because but apart from that, I think that it's also great that you're drinking water as opposed to any other thing because the heat wave in Lagos at the time
my God.
has just been crazy. So if you're out there, you're not drinking water, what are you drinking? You need water. You need to stay hydrated. Some people on set are feeling like I'm coming for them. But you know, if I'm coming for you, I'm coming for you.
Okay.
Let's go straight to our first shot.
Asake.
All right, talk to us.
Asake, have you seen the video? So everyone has seen it. We've seen it reposted. I, for one, was shocked. But if you're wondering what am I talking about, this video of a group of people we assume are Asake's family, you know, and his father and a woman who was representing them, just really talking about, come and take care of your father.
Yeah, and apparently he has a daughter too that is 11 years old, according to them.
Right? Allegedly.
Allegedly, that's what I'm saying, according to them. So the video was trending, the father saying that he has had a stroke since 2022, and that Asake has not taken care of them. And we're seeing different people saying different things on social media. Some saying that, you know, if you abandon your son, why should he take care of you? Now Asake made a funny video singing Yoruba, basically saying that he had been pressing money, giving the man money, but maybe the man wasn't in his life, so he doesn't feel indebted to taking care of him. So it's just a lot of people saying different things. People started talking about the different situations they've been in with their fathers, and how their fathers abandoned them. And you should not force somebody to forgive. If they want to forgive, they can forgive.
This is such an interesting conversation during Women's Month. First things first.
I know.
You know, like, wow, men, calm down.
The truth is that we truly don't know the context. We don't know the dynamics. What's happening. It's only hearsay.
Asake has money. Hear me out.
Okay.
It wouldn't cost him anything, honestly. I'm not saying he has to, but there's no way I'm going to be Asake and enjoy that the global success, the money, and forget anybody who is blood. Especially, how, and I don't want to sound emotional, but like how even when you maybe have a father or a mother who wasn't there for you, you longed for them. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, nah, that
I really long for them.
Hey, God.
I have a personal experience with that because growing up, I never had a relationship with my dad. He was never around. He was never a father. So it's always been my mom, So I never had a relationship with my dad like that.
Okay.
Do you get? And then when I started, making things for myself, like doing things for myself,
Don't say he suddenly appeared.
Not even that. My dad was a very stubborn, cold man. Yeah, he had the money, but he never, I was still discussing this with a friend of mine last night that it was more of poverty and he added starvation to the whole thing because there was no food in the house. Do you get my point? But my mom was just this woman that was educated that would never give up on her children.
Yeah.
She sacrificed everything, and I'm always proud to talk about my mom anytime, any day. Do you get?
Man.
And this thing also would tell in your, upbringing like that, because when I let me say when I'm successful or when I was successful, like I started doing things for myself, I started making money, having the thought of doing things for my family, my dad would never be on the number one spot. Do you get? I probably would have, supported all the other, family
People
members
first.
before I started.
It's like daddy will come last.
That I need to support, But I think again, it's about family bond because at some point my mom had to sit me down and be like, I know you don't like your father.
Yeah.
Because he was never there for you, but do not let that break who you are. If you're kind, be kind generally.
Preach.
Do you get whatever you do for him or to him is a blessing for you,
Right.
because he doesn't deserve it, but you're doing it. So no matter what, you will always find favor. Do you get? But I won't lie to you, and I won't lie to everyone watching me right now. I'm still in process of doing that. My dad did not suffer. I make sure he's well fed. I make sure he's well taken care of. But we never had that bonding. But you know what? Now he wants to be close. Now he wants that love. He's getting really old. My dad is around, he should be turning 70. Now he's 78. He's very old. That's even added pressure on we, the children. Because he had a late marriage with my mom. Do you get? So, I can see the way he moves these days. He wants to call me. But we never had that foundation.
But you're open to,
I'm
enjoying
trying, but I'm trying to say that it is not an easy thing to do. So you all don't try to blame Asake. They never had that bonding. Do you get my point? My dad would call me and I would feel awkward on the phone. Why is this man calling me?
What does he want to say?
And that makes sense to me, which is why I'm one of those people that except you find yourself in those shoes, you really don't know. So when people were demanding, a lot of people were demanding, is your father, shut up. Shut up. Do you understand? You don't know what happened. It could be Elon Musk. If you don't want to give the man a penny, it is his money. What if one of the days when the father wasn't there, didn't support him, he had died? What would have happened?
Thank you.
Would he have a son to say, he has made it? So that argument, I will stick to the argument that says allow people do what they want to do. If you want to forgive, it's a process that you have to make on your own.
Yourself,
do you understand? If you don't want to forgive, let's see how that's going to work out for you. At the end of the day, as long as you were not in the person's shoes, you really don't know. So I'm happy that there are people that can forgive and can fix relationships. I remember this popular preacher, Jesmea, was preaching about how her father raped her when she was young. Now, when she grew older, God now told her that she should forgive him, and not just forgive him, take care of him. And not just take care of him, lead him to Christ.
Does that kind of mean that is what we are all supposed to do?
No.
Hold on. God will not preach two different messages. It's one of love.
So that's the thing. What I'm saying is that don't forget that she's now in her 70s, 80s.
Wow.
So it got her it was difficult for somebody. Do you think it was when she was 67 that God told her? God must have been telling her at a young time that your father is going to go soon. You have to fix this thing. But what I'm saying is that not everybody, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with.
I hear you.
And she's a pastor.
Yeah, she is.
She has built her ministry around saying that this is what I've been through and this is where God can take me to. Not everybody would have that mental capacity to do that. So you need to allow people to do what they're going to do.
Well, I do agree. The ball is in your court, but I think we're all saying that even though it's a hard thing to do, it might be necessary.
We're not all saying that. I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying that. I think I support you on that. Not saying that. So let's take for like an instance. If Asake was not successful, if he wasn't rich, if he wasn't rich, will the whole family be out there, talking about, oh, it was our son? Would you be proud of him as they are now?
Yeah.
Do you get like, because Nigerians can be a bit cunning.
Yeah.
You get like, if it was a failure, they will literally say, oh, we said that was what it was going to be. See the way it turned out to be.
It's even the fact they're demanding. They said even if you don't want to help him directly, in Lagos Island, you can find an apartment for 40 million, 50 million. Let your father be collecting the rent. I'm like, sis.
They're entitled.
They know the demands are a lot. Nigerians have that entitlement mentality.
Sis. But again, we don't know do what you want to do. We don't know the dynamics. So let's just move on from this Asake story.
Because we agree to disagree.
And I've not shopped his money before.
Still speaking of money, let us move on to Teyana Taylor, right? She recently just finalized her divorce with her husband.
Iman.
They were the ideal couple, working out together, look sexy together, have the most amazing children. Eventually, he cheated, which is what led to the
Stop. The news actually says that.
Says what?
That infidelity is not the reason that she actually did say that.
That what?
That infidelity is not the reason why they're split.
Unfortunately,
just saying reconciling the differences.
Unfortunately, the clause in the prenup, the reason she's getting all the things she's getting is because he cheated. So the prenup they signed was that if you cheat, these are the things that are going to go to me.
Yeah.
So he's paying a large sum of money, some of the luxury cars, she's getting a lot of the
Mercedes, the Maybach. I love
he's
it.
Still paying for child support, you understand? So there's a way, if you it didn't break that clause, go your separate ways, you'll just be paying child support. The reason she's getting more than just child support is because that clause was broken. So
So I heard something that she owns some of the properties.
Yes, so I hear. The mom came out, by the way. The mom has come out to say that this is private information, that it should not be out in the public. You understand? And that she worked for that money. Yeah. So I'm like, you never know how they split things in, household. But it seems like a lot. I mean, 10 million, dollars. Property. Yeah.
But she has been working all her life as well.
She's an multifaceted.
But the argument people always have is that, I think it's in sports, right? Is the man in sports?
Yeah. NBA, former NBA.
You know, sports money.
It's
sports money. You can be rich, You understand? You buy your Maybach. When Victor Osimhen sit down, better shut up your mouth. You understand? Sports money is on another level. So I understand why people argue that a lot of the money is his, but let's not. She did work for a lot of the money as well, but
Well, I realize that there are a lot of people who have actually paid way more in Hollywood than 10.
Yes,
and I'm like, yikes. I mean, as much as 100 million.
Would you ever consider signing a prenup in a marriage? I mean, you're married, we're single. Would you ever consider?
I don't think that used to work in Nigeria.
Well, I didn't.
That's not the question, Sam. It's not whether it's working in Nigeria or not. It's that will you sign a prenup?
I feel like before you get married to someone, you should. I mean, you don't get to know people completely.
Yeah.
You might get to share your space with them, get to know who they are, and you come up with this foreign character. Point, but I mean, at the end of the day, we all pray to God that He gives us someone that can love us immensely and truly. Do you get my point? And starting up, I think my wife was someone that I know, or I understood that she cared about me. Like, I don't know the word to qualify it. So going into the marriage, I never even had the thought of, oh, let's have a prenup or something. You get, so it was just a decision to make, and I made it, to be very honest, because I'm going to be very successful. Take that from me. But I never for once feel that she's going to be that woman that will, call me a day like
Wait.
I love it. He's saying he's married.
Are you married?
I'm married.
Yeah, I'm just clocking. This is a meme when you realize it's a meme. And I was just following, I was like, but yeah, okay.
I trust me, guys. I believe I told Jay had an idea of this.
No, Jay did.
When did you get married?
September 22, 2022.
What? Yeah. That long ago?
Was this online?
Of course.
It wasn't online. It was very
private.
Yeah.
Why you put this private?
I tell you a lot, Jay. Like I give social media, and my private life is very private.
But we hang out a few times.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I don't know.
Yeah, like if my very friends that I might. Okay, so the way we did the whole invite was it has to be someone I and my wife are close to. You get like, we come to an agreement of, okay, we want to have this person as our guest because we both talk to this party.
Yes. So like you're talking like 20 guests, 50 guests?
25.
25?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We can end the show on this note.
No, we are not going to end the show.
Because this is clearly an exclusive.
It is.
Wow.
I mean, I don't necessarily talk about my marriage out there because again, if you include social media in your marital life, it's something else because people are so opinionated. They want to tell you, oh, because my wife is older than I am. Okay. You get my point, and I know how Nigerians can be with this whole thing. They'll be like, oh my god, maybe this, maybe that, and I have like low tolerance for bullshit.
I'm sorry, I'm dying to ask.
Okay,
you know what field? What did she do?
Well, we run a business in the United States together. It's an erosion control company.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, when COVID was happening, that was even part of the things that solidified our love a lot because I just saw a lot of potential coming in there. As a young man, I didn't have the belief of, I'll be exposed to such industry at a very young age. But seeing that I can do so much at a very young age, I was so happy. As I'm like, you know what? Everything I'm looking for is in one position.
So why don't
the money, the life, the balance, the care, the love. What am I looking for? I'm sorry, no shade to all my Nigerian queens, but my wife never come and tell me, pay for my nails. I want to go fix my nails. Pay for my Do you get like all we ever discuss is how can we make each other better? Do you get my point? And talk about business.
Yeah.
Do you get I mean, I feel like everything was just in the position.
So basically, are you saying no prenup?
No prenup.
Oh, interesting.
No prenup. I mean, some people might say, is it fool? No. I don't.
I'll do it for love.
I don't think so.
Interesting.
Jay?
Jay,
back at you.
Back at me, that what?
Yeah, would you sign a prenup?
Would I sign a prenup? I'm not planning to get married, so I don't think this is a conversation I should be
out of the boys' club.
But I think that to be honest, I think that's the beauty about life. It's amazing that there are people that genuinely want to get married and want to have all of that, but there are other people that it's not necessarily something that I've
fantasized about.
Do you understand? It's not something I fantasize about, and I think my parents should know by now.
I love it.
Do you understand? Because once they just
it's
not about Binu. Once they start a conversation, I just shut it down. Just shut it down. But that does not mean I'm not, just the same way I'm not excited for birthdays. For me, birthday, New Year, Christmas, every day is a regular.
It's all that, wow.
But I also realize that there are people that is very important to them. So if my life and birthdays are important to you, I'm not going to downplay the fact that it's not just a regular day. I'll buy you a gift. I'll call you. I wish you happy birthday. I'll let you know you're loved. But if you don't do the same for me, it's fine because it's just a regular day to me.
I can't even lie. Dreamt about wedding.
It's obvious. The way he dances at when we
are
editing this thing, just put it down. It's a wedding. It's not Obi's night. Boys Club timeline. Now, this picture was trending on social media about a girl that all her ears.
I can show you here. Here you go.
A toddler, all the ears from up to down, pierce.
They should jail the mother and keep her in jail forever.
Somebody tweeted that. Somebody said this is what happens when children have children. Piercing the child. Because you see, it's when they
I gotta count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
especially girls. With like heavy wigs and heavy weave-ons, and
they do all this lacing.
Why is a 2-year-old carrying lace fronts? Why? Don't you see how women? You see how women enter the car? They're like, this one, and then you're putting that on a child. Then you now pierce the ears like that.
This question now, we're guys, right? Shouldn't they do that to feel good and impress us?
Feel what?
Feel good, of course, for themselves, and also impress us. Because I mean, are we going to say they're not putting in all that effort? To just look great for the man to appreciate.
No, I don't think so.
Again, I don't want to be shady. I don't want to sound like a racist or something. Like you see, my mom is black, for God's sake. So this is not me coming for black women or anything. I'm just saying, I think African women has this extra thing with them that stresses me personally.
Okay, yeah.
And I just said part of it some few minutes ago. Again, my wife will not come and tell me, today is braiding, tomorrow is lace front. No, she has a natural hair. All she does is go into the restroom, use a flattening iron, whatever, and she's fixed for the day. Do you get my point? And nails are natural nails. All she does is get all of this, I don't know what you call them, that they paint on the nails. And she fixed herself. But I mean, I've been in a relationship with a Nigerian girl before, and I paid I paid for
I need some water
of material. I paid for sewing. I paid for I paid for makeup. Can you believe she gathered the nerve to tell me, oh, I need to go to the party and I want to book a Prado. Can you help me? I'm like, Aspa.
But you know the things that
I don't know men that enjoy
personally, those are things that I enjoy to see visually. To be honest,
yeah.
I like to see a woman with nice hair and nice makeup and nice nails and looking good and with a nice dress on. That's just.
So you don't mind contributing to that?
But here's the thing about. So I think that our generation has lost the plot in the sense that you're entering a relationship thinking that one person is supposed to be the giver. I would have an issue. I would have an issue in a relationship where I'm constantly just the giver. Of course, I understand if I'm more financially buoyant than you. I understand. I've been in a relationship where this lady wasn't as financially buoyant as I am.
Right.
But one thing that was always available was emotional support. Was like mental support. There are some things that so she can enter my apartment and just say, oh, I don't think that this should be. This is not going to work for you. You understand? I think that if you put this chair here. It wasn't money, but it was something that I don't naturally possess. Do you understand? And I appreciate that. It becomes a problem where you are in a relationship and the person is giving you financially, you are not giving, emotionally, you are not giving, intelligence, you are not giving. So what are you giving?
Dry.
You understand? I think that you should give something. But I think we have a limited point of view thinking that it should always be money. It shouldn't always be money. There are so many things that that you can bring that. Have you spoken to somebody before and they just change your perspective? You're thinking about something in this angle. You say, why don't you see this thing from this particular angle? You're like, wow, I didn't see it that way. It's not money, but it can bring you money. So when this person needs something, there's no way you will not dip into your. And when you love somebody, I don't think that money should be a factor at the end of the day, in my opinion. If you can afford it, why can't you do it for somebody that you love? But back to this story of this little girl.
We've clearly established that the mother is not alright.
Yeah.
Because these 8 piercings.
It's a lot of piercings. That's a child.
When I got my first one, I almost went to the floor. I was like, wait, hold on.
It's painful for adults.
Hold on.
It's painful for adults. So why will a child have that many piercings?
Now, am I weird to think that this will affect this child?
Of course.
Growing even.
I think that what happens there is that when you say affect, you could tell that what's happening with, and this has been a trend that's been happening for the past couple of years, that we're trying to age children quickly. Let a child dress like a child, male and female. Let a child do things that a child wants to do.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Once you start giving them piercings and wearing them certain kinds of outfits, you are no longer. Let children be children. Is what I'm trying to say.
Like it would tell on the child. Like I imagine this kind of girl being, like amongst like his our peers. Like
I don't know, man.
I don't have the right words for it.
At 11, at 12,
even if I have a child and they share the same classroom, I'll probably be like, what?
Even 16, you can't come and say you want to be piercing or that piercing.
Why do you have to pierce your hair that much?
Go to when you see. That's the thing about like. Of course, if I'm a parent, I want my children to be independent. But there are certain things that I don't think you should do until you are on your own. You're in your apartment. You're paying your rent. You're doing your own thing.
You're an adult.
I'm not gonna get a tattoo in my father's house. When I move out,
it's like, here goes.
I'm like, you know what?
God is love.
And I'm not gonna tell you, oh, I got a tattoo. You will see some of my WhatsApp story.
Yeah.
And we don't need to have this conversation. Shout out to you, mommy, love you. But I think that once you train your child properly, whatever they do, I remember the first time I dyed my hair, and then my dad told me, I asked come and say, my dad lives in Ikeja, by the way. Oh, there's something important I want to discuss with you. I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? Drove all the way to Ikeja. I said, this is not how I brought you up. I'm like, huh? I drove from the island to the mainland. Nobody is sick in our family because my dad is almost 90.
Wow.
Nothing is wrong with your health. You are not writing. Nothing. You are okay. Is that I dyed my hair to blonde? I should come back. I should come all the way to Kenya to see me for something serious. We didn't speak for a month. That was rude of me. My mom was like, "It's old. Anything can happen." I don't like this attitude, though. But it was just a way of me telling you brought me up. Believe.
Trust that.
Trust that what you've taught me, I will abide by it. This does not mean that when I dye my hair, I'm wrong, or when I tattoo, or when I waste it. That's not how you know who a good person is. That is the issue we're having with our police today. Hey! That they profile people. That's just how we profile everybody. They just see you with LATPS Yahoo boy. This one is,
relax yourself.
Nigerians, I know it's hot. Relax.
I'm just starting. I was at school my body.
You see?
If you like.
But I think you're of age. Yes, tattoo now.
The one I did was temporary.
Oh,
for real? It was temporary. But I'm coming with the permanent. Don't worry.
You will come.
I'll come strong.
But when you're doing tattoo, you want to fit you. That's what
Yes.
Don't do too much. Don't put anybody's face. It's not going to work.
You will wake up. See. In fact, I feel like you are speeding up the breakup process when you tattoo.
Because it just gets irritating.
Just all those guys to tattoo baby Naija people on their laps, and Davido. Even if you want to tattoo Davido on your side, it doesn't even look like Davido.
I know.
It looks like Davido. So just
you are on a roll.
I'm sorry. I'm just like, let's move on from the boys' timeline.
Don't forget to leave your comments, of course, in the comment section. Let's know what you think about this. Before they say it's her own child, let her do what she wants with that child. That one is not there. What they say on radio. Okay. Now, of course, Jay and I are broadcasters on 88.5 UFM.
In case you didn't know,
the coolest station.
That's all about you.
Period.
Larry should be a guest on our radio station one of these
days.
Talk to us about the fashion space.
Yes.
I know that.
Well, we're going to move quickly from fashion to porn. I'm sorry. So recently there was news that the House of Reps are forcing the NCC to, block all websites.
That's their word. Block all pornography websites.
Yeah.
Come on, we'll porn, man.
I mean, a lot of people are like, this is not what Nigeria needs.
Yes. My question.
Yes, I see it, my brother.
If you want to ban that porn,
they went through something.
Simple question. Do you watch porn? Yes or no? Simple. See, I mean, this only that, whatever they call it, I don't care. Like, I mean, I'm a grown man. I'm an adult. I watch porn.
Period. With a full stop.
Why there's a lot of exclusives on this? It's not even with the confession part. What are you going to confess, Larry? Talk.
I mean, I might not be like the addicted ones, like addicts of porn. Like, no. But for God's sake.
For God's sake.
You know what my issue is? My issue is not about who watches or who doesn't watch or what porn does to you. I personally have an opinion that, porn can, especially watching a lot, can affect this.
When you do it too much.
Yes, your sexual life, especially if you're married, you're with someone, your committed partner. Because porn is not real life. Do you understand? You see the kind of materials that they use. Anyway, let's not go into what they say we should not watch. My point is that we're having so many issues in the country. And you, sir, you know what? I don't want to be one of those people because we called ourselves broadcasters, right?
Yes!
Ban porn, because I found, I don't know, I deleted it in Nigeria. Yeah. I need to call out the man's name.
Oh, okay.
Because I think that people in his constituency need to call him and say, sir, our roads are bad. And, there's no light.
Yes,
but this is the bill that you decided that you want to raise. There are so many issues in Nigeria. Yes. But they say that the society, we're hiding country.
What
does this do for the GDP?
I'm not sure
for the economy. It is crazy.
I mean, their concerns their concerns are majorly what is happening in people's private life. Like, drink water and mind your business.
While I do agree with
member representing Faskari, Kankara, and Sabua Federal Constituency, Dalatu Taofoki sponsored the motion.
I don't know these people.
Exactly, sir. We don't know you. We will know you if you do something for your community.
Exactly. Now, do you know there's a school of thought that it might not be Nigeria's biggest problem. Hear me out, right? But it's an issue. And at least sorting an issue that may not be on top of a lot of people's scale of preference is still doing something.
No.
You don't think so? No. You don't think young children are not exposed to a lot of porn, especially when you don't even want to go?
In a democratic society, the government does not have the right to censor people. That's not the government's job.
I mean,
the moment we decided that we wanted to become a democracy, that is not your job. Especially when your actual jobs you are not doing. If you are talking about children,
this one.
if you are talking about children, on DSTV, online, and everything. It's now the job of the parent.
Thank you.
Why are you a parent? The moment you decide that you want to parent it, yes, there are so many sites that once your child is watching something, you don't see them.
Exactly.
Hello, get up.
Even DSTV now, they have this child lock thing.
Exactly.
That you can put like some password, like password security.
Yes.
On some channels that you don't want them to see.
Even on Netflix, it's to show this one for children.
Hear me out. Sha.
Yeah.
If they do make. So someone had said something, of course, we talked about this on radio and sent a message saying that they do agree that it should be banned, right? It will do sort out some things.
What will it
but let
out?
there be, wait, hold on. But let there be restrictions. First, this is, like we talked about, this of course affects people mentally though as well. Yes, even erectile dysfunction as a result of course, excessive porn and masturbation.
It is not the job of the government to solve erectile dysfunction.
It's like saying it's not your job to take care of your neighbor's clothes downstairs when rain is falling. It's still something. It still helps.
Did you hear what Jay said? We have things that are way more.
I get it, but is it sorting something out?
Let me tell you his own reasons.
What was reasons?
Cyber pornography is fast becoming a global problem, according to him. Concrete steps have been taken. Let me tell you the countries that he likened us to. We need to forbid nudity and obscenity in any form. Just know that what this also means is that when a woman wears certain things on the road, don't forget that this happened in Anambra, that a woman didn't wear bra, she was arrested.
Yes.
Should the government arrest you for not wearing bra? Now, I'm not saying don't wear bra, but I'm saying should you go to jail for not wearing bra? Anyway,
before you start having sex on the streets, relax.
Also know that countries in Asia, Africa, and the Middle East have passed legislation that bans pornography. When your leaders begin to compare you to countries in Asia, we're talking China, we're talking North and South Korea, okay, they are comparing you to countries in the Middle East. Those are the ones that are having issues right now, that are fighting. They are comparing us to those countries. You are saying that if they are those countries that they are saying women should not drive, don't forget that those are the countries that are comparing us to.
Yes.
So what the government is basically trying to do is to stifle the rights of people. I don't subscribe to watching porn. There are certain things I don't subscribe to, but I don't still think that it is the government's job to tell people what to do in their private lives.
Well, exactly. Like I said earlier, like I watch porn, but it's not something I do like every day. I'm on porn every day. No, do you get my point? Like, okay, like a situation is like I randomly walk into a space and I saw porn playing on someone's TV. Like, do I get to control that?
No, of course not.
Do you get like it doesn't like you talk about the health effects of watching too much. I think that's an individual thing to do. It's not a
community problem or society problem.
It's not.
Being your brother.
Go to your church and your mosque. Let the pastor preach about it.
Let me read a few.
Go to therapy.
Exactly. Therapy. You ain't gonna go on.
I mean, like Larry had said, honestly, everyone can ask themselves the question, do you watch porn, yes or no? Now, Nigerians, of course, responded to this on radio, and I'm going to read a few messages. All right, this one's from Gabriel from Fadi. It says, I last opened it late February. I actually went to search a porn star's name, watch the videos, but make them banamu. I'm not a pastor, but watching porn decreases spiritual aspects of somebody's life.
It's all right.
When you're addicted to it, there is nowhere you can't watch it, and maybe your data finish in the process of watching it.
All right.
And you don't have means of getting sub, you will be angry and unhappy.
Okay.
For me, porn sites should be banned worldwide.
Okay.
That's just a Nigerian.
I mean, shout out to you, but those reasons are spiritual. I already said you go to your pastor.
Oh, yeah.
So you be angry. Talk to the government that all these telecom companies that are having issues, they should do something about the gig. So you will not be angry when you are watching something and it comes. I don't understand.
It's expensive now.
Yeah. For me, the argument doesn't see. There are some things that when you are a human being in a democratic society, you have agency over certain things in your life, in your personal life. Your sexual life is your own. If you're having certain issues with it, you see a therapist, you see a doctor, you speak to your friends. It is not the government's business, especially when there is no light, especially when there's no water, especially when there are no roads. I don't want to hear anything about my personal life, pornography or not. You understand? When you've not fixed me, you're supposed to fix. So please, off the road with that.
It's just giving misplaced priorities.
Very misplaced. Yeah. Don't forget this Senator Natasha thing that still happened. You are not raising bills. You understand? To ensure that we have more women in the house. You are saying nonsense. Please.
Well, I mean, more people. Emmanuel says I still download and watch them today.
Not
Emmanuel is stubborn.
Not Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
I was like,
God.
you should have changed your name before that message.
It gets even worse. This one here says, Joshua says, the last time I watched porn is last year because my big phone don't spoil.
Buy another one.
This reaction, I don't know.
Even like, once I get it, I'll return.
Yeah.
I'll return. Let's take this last one. This one says, Corex from Lekki. He says, I used to be an addict to porn. I once had a phone that contains 100 different
I don't have one in this one.
he said on the bright side, he says, but I don't know why I suddenly stopped. He said I first watched it. He actually gave us backstory when he was 13.
What?
You see, that's the problem. He says I first watched it one day coming from school. I saw a disc on the road and took it home. To my surprise, it became porn. And I took my time to watch the full disc. I was 13.
Yeah. But we don't do this anymore. Yeah. So basically, what the government is supposed to be doing is talking about things to say, parents, train your children.
I mean, the responsibility first is on the parents.
The government is not going to train your children for you. Let's not also forget, the issue with things like this is that if you allow if you don't speak up when the government wants to censure certain things, eventually it's going to
they will abuse the power.
Yeah, it will come to your domot. That's what I always say about it. You know, when they are trampling on somebody's right and they say, yes, you're a bad person, I always just look and just say, it's all right.
Everybody's
laughing about it.
Yeah.
It will come to your domot. And when it reaches your domot, when it reaches your domot, we'll all be looking at you like this. Because we are good people who will fight for you. Anyway, moving on from that.
Well,
and SARS, in fact, anyway, let's not even talk more. We know what some of these high place people do in their private lives.
hey!
Allegedly.
No names mentioned.
Of course, allegedly. I hear that allegedly some people are freakier than maybe they are working. Sometimes maybe when you have your own personal issues.
Is that what Diddy had? The Boys Club Music of the Week. Yeah. Larry, since you're our first guest on the... I feel like we should cheers to that.
Cheers.
Yes. I mean, what are you enjoying? What songs are in your playlist? What are you listening to? What do you like?
Timeless.
Oh,
by The Weeknd.
Oh. Is that the latest album?
I don't know when last I listened to The Weeknd.
Oh, he dropped an album. I think
he did.
Timeless, isn't it?
I was still listening to Lady Gaga.
But it's not so written like that. Not so recent like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to The Weeknd.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all up in Doechii and the anxiety.
Oh God.
I mean, God forbid that I don't have anxiety in Jesus' name.
I'm never one of those people, that will just spiritual something, and I really, really love Doechii. I'm happy what she's doing. But for some reason, this anxiety song just rubs me off the wrong way. I'm not good. I remember someone made a video for me, said, "Oh, what song should we use?" Anxiety is trying. I said, I don't want it near my life.
Why?
I don't, because for some reason, it's just like everybody is just claiming anxiety. My anxiety, I don't have no anxiety.
Amen.
I don't. Wow. And I know somebody that watches this say, Jay, but we know you not to be too strict. I know, but for some reason...
You just moved from supporting, people's freedom and watching porn...
Which is why...
...to like anxiety.
Which is why I will not use it for my video, but if you want to use it for your own video...
Go ahead.
I will use it too.
I'm a content creator. But one song I'm loving right now is Ruga's latest song.
Toro, yeah, okay.
His last few songs, like the one with Tiwa Savage, didn't quite do it for me, but this one...
You love it?
Yes, Ruga has a very beautiful voice, and just like Niniola, they can say a lot of rubbish
in a very good way. That's why I love Niniola.
I really love Toro. Toro is really doing it for me right now. He sang. Right. He really sang on that
I like
track.
it.
And he has an album coming out, I think, this month, and it's going on tour this month as well.
Blown Boy Rue.
Yeah, David also released music.
No, I was just about mentioning that. I mean,
Jay,
I love the video.
Your face, you're supposed to be smiling.
No, what? Larry, go on, Jerry.
Yeah, like BJ still, right?
Yeah, BJ still.
Yeah.
Still be there.
Do you like it?
Do I like it?
No, I'm sure we're together on this.
Jay, you're a huge Davido
fan. Jay
is
giving limits.
I love the video.
Jay, you like this song, I mean, you don't like this song.
I don't hate the song.
He hasn't broken it. He hasn't smiled at all. He just said, "Man, you're a big Davido fan."
Obio is a legend.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry.
Am I same on this seat?
I think that what has happened this year is that we've seen a lot of our big stars drop music that has just not hit the mark.
It's like
So we've seen Asake drop Why Love.
Yes.
When I heard Why Love, Why Love sounds to be like an artist that is so confident in himself that you think that when you release a track, you have to wait till the 52nd minute for you to say a word. Why Love Asake's song, it was literally instrumentals up to that time.
We're not listening to Amapiano now.
Yeah, but here's my thing. My thing is that there are certain things that I don't think you do the first 5 or 6 years of your career. And I always use Beyonce as an example. Beyonce was going for every single interview. Beyonce was dancing. If you invite Beyonce to this
She
podcast,
was in everyone's face. Yes.
So when Beyonce now says that she wants to release an album and do country, or she wants to do whatever, she has paid her dues. She has worked for it.
Yes.
But if you've been in the industry for 2 days, there are certain things that I think that you should still be.
This nigga.
I'm just being honest with you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I don't know about experimenting when you've not yet fully solidified yourself.
I don't think there's any.
For a Davido, for example, Davido can release shit. I'm not saying that song is shit, but we have streams. That is Davido.
Yes.
That is 10, 12, 13 years in the game.
Yes.
People like Davido, Wizkid can experiment. Do you understand?
Yeah.
They have the fan base for it. But if you are still rather new, just like before we came live, I was on this guy's page, Fido, Joy is coming, and there were no posts on his page. I'm like, nigga, you don't even have up to 300k followers.
Where are the posts?
Where are the posts? Do you understand? So I think that some of our artists, I don't know whether it's artist development or marketing strategy.
It should not be.
And let's not forget that Asake had been putting out music, 2 solid albums, there were no controversies around him. This year, it was almost like they're trying to create, it was in a relationship with like 2 or 3 people this year alone. This is father thing, which I'm not saying is his fault, but it just feels like
the tattoos were a thing as well.
Yeah, there's lots of controversy, but the music is still not hitting the mark. So what's the issue there?
I mean, I don't know. I probably need to look at statistics, but I do like White Love. I do think
good for you.
You know that you don't have to be legacy status to actually experiment. You never know what works. And I say this because Rema again, Calm Down was different. Okay. And unfortunately, that's his biggest song.
Okay.
So, but that was not his style. I feel like he experimented on that one.
Okay.
So again, Asha like White Love.
But when people make arguments like that, you need to talk about. So when he released White Love, what was the promotion tactic for White Love?
I have not even listened.
That's why he's been in a lot of relationships. It's the White Love.
In 2025, that's the dumbest. Because it's all,
I've not even listened to that track.
We gotta play
when I saw this, I'm like, Asake, you're not dating this babe. Let's not be joking. Whoever, I don't really care. You are not dating this babe. When Calm Down came out, Maven promoted the heck out of that song.
Yeah. Give it to Don Jazzy for that.
You promote. All the love. When I started releasing All the Love, don't forget that it had shit Spotify numbers. Shit. But now, I'm not saying it's the biggest song out there, but it is gaining momentum.
Yes,
if you believe so much in a song, you promote it.
Yeah.
Again, I go back to the fact that Arasa is one of the most successful, top 5 most successful artists in Nigeria out right now.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, but because she has that failure of All the Love, the first has gone to show you something that you may be a success, but you don't have 12, 10 years in the game yet. You need to put your foot down.
Solidify yourself.
And promote your music.
Like even the ones that are up there, they still do promotion.
They still do promotion.
They do.
Well, I guess we should all join hands and support Joe Boy's Taxi Driver.
We should. I love it.
Because I like the song and we're talking about talent, sometimes it's hard. Nobody knows the strategy.
Yeah.
No one knows if I should post more, reduce the posts. We don't know what to do. But I do. I love
But there's
Joe
one
Boy.
strategy that always works.
What?
Consistency.
My dear.
Whether the music is
From
bad.
Jay himself.
Master of consistency.
From Jay
Before you see
himself.
online, I'm like, scroll on Jay's page, you see.
But that's the truth. Listen, there are artists that our numbers are not necessary. Yemi Alade. Every day on X, if somebody said, there's nothing to talk about, let me just drag him. What kind of song is this? She got Grammy nomination, but she no get.
She did.
Shout out to her.
Exactly. Yeah. Consistency in the game. If you are consistent, something will give.
Yes.
But if you are just saying you are trying to be mysterious, you are not putting on your page. You are just like, you are not on my
way. You're so sure whatever we show you, the numbers will drop.
It's true.
You see there.
There are certain people that are just in their generation, they are blessed. Not like Omale now. He's very Adele-like. You won't see him, you're like, what's happening? When Omale drops tomorrow, you vibe to it.
That's me.
That's Omale.
Yeah. I love it.
That's it. But you're not Mali. Me, so I know that I'm not Mali. Now why they post? As I leave, I go post now.
I don't have any content to post.
Rolling on the floor. Well, I guess that's all the biggest songs. I mean, we like. You can leave a comment in the comments if you are liking any of the songs.
And if you're not liking it, leave the comments too.
Wow.
So the boys' club places to visit, or to be at. So I don't think I have a fresh place for now. But is there any place recently you've been to that you want to plug people to? You think they should go to?
He's like, I've been resting. I'm just home.
No, like I mean, I visit restaurants a lot. I think cooking still for me. I visited like a lot of new restaurants in Lagos, but lately I'm finding myself going back to like the old ones.
Yeah,
you know, like I don't know. I just had that nostalgic feeling. Like
which old one have you been to recently?
Nokba Lara, RSVP.
Okay. You know, it's ridiculous how I've never been to Nok.
I've been to Nok, but I've not had Nokamala. Because everybody always talk about Nokamala. Yeah. How I know about Nokamala is that when they were increasing the price, 28. But the person went out and just said, I just said, let me just spend this money.
Wait, but have you had Nokamala?
The funny thing is, I don't like swallow, but I said it.
You enjoyed it.
I said this year, me and swallow fire, and I had it last week. And it was so good.
Nok?
Yeah, Amala last week.
Oh, so how much is the price?
How much was that? 28?
28K.
Yeah.
Amala.
Yes, so. Their food is expensive.
You know when you take your parents to a place, just let them eat. You just tell the bill.
Because if they see it,
if they see the bill,
they will bill you.
I think another place that sells really good swallow. If you're watching your weight, I don't invite you to go there, by the way.
Oh yeah?
This place in Ikeja, something by Pods.
Ileyo by Pods. Yeah,
I think it's Ileyo by Pods is the normal Ileyo, any of the one. But I know that I went to the one in Ikeja, and then the food, I was literally pregnant. But apart from that, you see people with swag, people without swag, everybody just there.
Yeah. I mean, there's a swallow culture in Nigeria. For us Canadians, we don't really like a lot of
But truthfully, this boy doesn't really like swallow like that.
Not really. I'm like,
even as a Yoruba man, I struggled with eating swallow for almost 8 years. I run away from swallow.
So for those who don't like swallow, how about you do Korean food? I've been to, the stop, you don't?
Maybe kimchi.
One thing I like from Korea though, the drinks.
Yeah.
Soju and
sake. Sake is
we actually have soju, but we're fine.
I did go to a Korean restaurant, by the way. The one in
at Oriental.
Yeah. So I did have a couple of things there.
I like the experience. Nigerians, the experience. Getting to put it on right in front of you.
But there's nothing stupid I want to say. If it's a Korean restaurant, and I'm not dragging any Korean restaurant, right? Or an Indian restaurant, I know that obviously you employ Nigerians there. It has to have the Nigerian feel. I don't think you should be speaking Yoruba there.
Oh, they were speaking Yoruba.
I didn't say they were speaking Yoruba. I'm not saying I've been to certain places. You spoil the experience for me. Yes,
I think so. English. Yeah.
I feel like if you are trying to give people like an experience of a culture, I don't think train your staff. You cannot teach your staff a language, but the greetings, baby, ni hao, whatever you guys speak, let them experience it. But don't be caught dead. And I don't say whatever it is. But don't be caught dead. You say, you know, see if one drinks one.
Egg kimchi wa.
I do not think that should be doing that.
I can't
go busting now.
Hilarious.
I'm just.
But it's the honest truth, to be honest.
If you go to Ileyo by Pods, you understand? I expect the way they speak Yoruba to you.
Yes, and the way they see things. Yeah.
There's a particular guy that was calling our number. Like the food you want to. There's a woman that was speaking to him. She was like, she was feeling like the guy said, okay, me. I said, please, buy me translate it. But for me, it was just an experience. I feel like that's what restaurants are. A lot of restaurants are losing. You understand? Don't put Egyptian thing on your wall. And when I enter there, you are just serving amala. That's if you go to cafeteria, for example, or you go to all these places that serve like long brunch, there's a vibe they give.
Yeah, even the feel.
The feel. Yeah. Do you understand that? If you're going to name a place a certain name, you're going to put certain things on your walls. Let it speak. Do you understand? Let it speak.
Preach.
If not, then I don't know.
Soon I wanted to care.
We have plugged you, so whether you want amala or you want the experience, go do your thing. We're going to wrap it up now with confession.
Yeah.
What are we confessing?
Does Larry have to confess anything?
No. Why? Has he already confessed?
Yes.
Except we're all doing the last time you watched porn, perhaps. Jay?
Thank you for watching this episode.
No, I realized that we might just keep the confession, keep it going.
Thank you for watching
for this episode.
This was a fun episode. Subscribe, like.
Do you know what's funny about